Zone 8, which encompasses Australia, New Zealand and the islands of the South Pacific. There are a total of 34 zones around the globe that are made up of districts just like ours. However, we also provide to our local community by providing to the homeless and needy and those less fortunate than us. In amongst our many projects, we recognise many of the outstanding achievers that go unrecognised in our communities. 2 weeks ago, we held our New South Wales Rotary Emergency Service Award and Community Awards to recognise those outstanding individuals who dedicate their time to protecting and helping others over the past 12 months. So today, we come together again to recognise another group of individuals for their outstanding achievements and helping the community in which they live. The nominees that we see here today and in our other satellite locations have similar outlooks to those of our Rotary motto. Nominees and finalists for today's Rotary Inspirational Women's Award inspire you all to continue your outstanding contributions to the community. I wish you all the best and believe that you're all winners in your own way. And I'm sure if you get back to your communities, you'll probably find a local Rotary Club there. I encourage you to join it and help us do good in the world. So thank you and have a great day and best of luck.
Thank you, Warwick. And now I'd like to give you some information about the awards. So where do our nominations come from? Well, anyone can nominate a woman for these awards. We get nominations from organisations, community and other organisations. Rotary is one of them. But any individual can nominate a person to be considered for the awards. Now about the categories. The categories are divided into 2 geographic locations, and that is rural and urban. And within those, there are 2 categories for the Inspirational Woman of the Year and the Young Inspirational Woman of the Year. This year, because of the incredible work that our health workers have done in our times of fire, flood, drought, COVID, they've all provided terrific support to our communities. We have a special category for the women who have worked in the health sector. So what about the criteria? Well, Rotary's motto is service above self, and that's the criteria on which the nominations are judged. In more specific terms, the nominee is asked to provide the following information. Why should this woman receive this award? How long has she been doing these incredible acts of selflessness? What is her current involvement? Which community does she serve? And provide some details about the people that she is involved with and which particular acts would you like to highlight as a nominator. Now it's worth remembering that Rotarians and Rotaractors who are part of the Rotary family are not eligible to be nominated for this award. The judging is a difficult task. The judges are appointed through Rotary, independent Rotarians throughout our district, and their decisions are based purely on the information that we receive in the nomination forms. Of the 4 finalists selected from each category, 1 winner will be announced for each category, with 2 from these 4 winners judged by the District 9675 District Governor team as the overall Rotary Young Inspirational Woman and the Inspirational Woman. So yes, judging these entries is pretty complicated, and especially when the calibre of the nominees is so high. Now, we are incredibly lucky to have Her Excellency, the Honourable Margaret Beasley, as our patron. Ma'am, would you like to come forward to say a few words, please? I'll ask the people in Sydney to welcome Her Excellency, please.
Butchery Gabarua, Majingle Babana, Gamarado, Gadigal. I say hello to everyone who is at this ceremony, actually or virtually, from the land of the Gadigal in the language of the Gadigal. And of course, I pay my respects to all First Nations people of our wonderful state in their many nations. I really am delighted to celebrate today with you and indeed these awards. Being patron of Rotary's Inspirational Women's Awards is an inspiration for me indeed, because it enables me to meet women around the state who are energetic and have used their energies and have made outstanding contributions in a year which has certainly been pretty tough and pretty challenging for everyone. 24 finalists, congratulations. It's nerve-wracking, I know, but finalists or subsequent winners, you have made your contribution, and most importantly, your contribution will be an aspect of the continuing giving to the community, because when you do something in the community, it just doesn't stop that once. The work you do continues. More importantly, the work you do inspires others to do. As we've heard, there are 6 award categories, and we recognise these women from rural and metropolitan areas, from different ages, different backgrounds, different education, and of course this year being the year that was, we hope it will be sooner rather than later, women working in health. So thank you to each and everyone. And the common thread really, I think, is succinctly captured in Rotary's motto itself, which is service above self. You have made this community richer, and you have made it inclusive. And congratulations to our young inspirational women. You've chosen to exemplify service to the community as an intrinsic part of your professional and your personal development. And fortunately, and it's my great fortune as Governor to be able to support youth leadership in many, many aspects, including and indeed particularly amongst women. And so I've been so delighted to read about your work, your passions and your interests. Thank you for being our leaders now, and more importantly, for continuing that leadership into the future, as I know each and every one of you will. I was looking through the program when I sat down, and I did listen to the presentations we've had so far, and I heard 2 words, and indeed in some ways I read something which reflects those 2 words. I heard the word individuals, and I heard the word community. I'm actually in the process of writing a short speech on social cohesion and inclusion. And 3 words will resonate in that speech. One is individuals, one is community, and the third is institutions. And the theme that I'm working on in this speech is the intersection of individuals, community, and institutions. Because it seems to me that one without the other, or 2 without the third, really doesn't achieve what needs to be achieved. And again, just reflecting very briefly, it did seem to me that today, these awards and the fact that they are the Rotary's awards is an exemplification of exactly what it is that I have been thinking about for the purposes of this speech. You are individuals. Each and every one of the finalists here are individuals. People in this room are individuals. If we look at our program, we have the members of the committee. We have our ambassador, Louisa Hope. And Louisa, you undoubtedly remember that day much better than I do, unless you've tried to blink from your memory. But you surely haven't, because you've made it work, not for yourself, or not only for yourself, but for the community. I remember that day because I was in the court and I was very much caught up with what had to be done to, protect those in the bigger sort of surrounding parts of it. So thank you for absolutely everything that you have done, and with a brave heart with which you have done that. So we have individuals in the room, but these are the individuals who have contributed, supported, made efforts to make our community a better place. Individuals, community. And Rotary is an institution. I mean, indeed, it's an institution in itself, but it is an institution, and it's the melding of these three wonderful community. So congratulations, Rotary. Congratulations and thank you. Can I say thank you as a member of the community to everything, the individuals who have made this event happen and who were the nominees, who were the nominators, finalists, and eventually the winners of each of the awards.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Now, coming to the time where I'm going to announce the finalists. So the finalists are at various locations, but what we hope to do is to have a photo of the 4 finalists for each of our categories. Now you have the information about each finalist in your programme, so I won't be reading out the full biographies for each person. I will instead just be giving the briefest information about each one. I would encourage you to go back after and look at the full biographies, they're quite amazing. So let's get started. One of the awards is the new healthcare section, and the finalists are as follows for the Rotary Young Inspirational Health Worker 2020. Firstly, Faith Irving, who's been working with the Marco Polo Aged Care Centre since she was 12. Rebecca Lewis, who is a volunteer with St John's Ambulance. Katie Newcomb, who works in aged care and is a member of the Harrington SES. And Ellen Wearing, who is a registered nurse working in a COVID clinic at Kogarah. How about a round of applause for those women? The Rotary Inspirational Healthcare Worker 2020. The finalists are Kathleen Bowman in Norfolk Island, who is a registered nurse and manager of the Norfolk Island Residential Aged Care Service. Christine Cleary, who founded Street Med, a charity offering health and advocacy services for the homeless. Trudy Coffey, who is the Director of Social Work for the South West Sydney Local Health District and established a 24-hour sexual assault service at Liverpool Hospital. Dr. Latha Nithyanandan, who is the CEO of the Alcohol and Drug Foundation New South Wales. Latha has been widely recognised for her work in substance abuse. Please let's congratulate these finalists. The Rotary Young Urban Inspirational Woman finalists are Sarah Bunkbird, who has been involved in surf lifesaving for over 18 years. She's been active at club and branch level and has provided water safety education to over 2,500 rural students. Fiba Frameen, who has implemented food distribution programs to people in Somalia and Pakistan during COVID. She has also distributed food locally during our COVID experience. Bianca Manuel has been a lifesaver since she was 7 and has worked with autistic children through the Giant Steps for Nippers program at Clovelly and Gordons Bay beaches. And Molly Parker, who is another water baby, based at Northstone. She is the State Duty Officer in Lifesaving. Please, let's congratulate these 4 finalists. And now the finalists in the Rotary Urban Inspirational Women's Award. Firstly, Isabel Antoon, who has provided services to the homeless in Martin Place and the elderly, and also to stranded international students during COVID. She has also supported children in Lebanon. Kylie Bentham co-founded the Shining Stars Foundation, which in 5 years has helped deliver 95,000 free meals to the disadvantaged and has supported domestic violence victims. Kate Home is Vice President of the Vietnamese Community of Australia, the New South Wales chapter, and has supported Vietnamese and other refugees and asylum seekers. And finally, Sharon Mitchell, who has fostered more than 80 children from as young as 3 weeks old. She has worked here and in the USA with disadvantaged children and the elderly. So please, a round of applause for those finalists. The Rotary Rural Young Inspiration Women's finalists are Rebecca Crisp, who started her volunteering in Nepal with the Rotary Schoolies program. She's continued her interest with a study tour to Cambodia and Myanmar and has taken on several other leadership roles, such as President of the ANU Women in Leadership. Roberta Dennis is a Gamel Garay girl from Walgett who became involved with the local PCYC. She played for Gamilarey women's rugby team at the PCYC Nations of Origin competition with teams from 22 Aboriginal nations. She volunteers for the Walgett PCYC and hopes to join the New South Wales Police Force. Bethany Dwyer volunteers for the PCYC and the RFS in the Hunter Valley and the Cessnock Pink organisation, raising awareness of breast cancer. Bethany is an Indigenous woman who acts as a mentor and a role model in her community. And finally, Jasmine Joyce, the 2019 Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Student of the Year. She was runner-up in the Australian Training Awards and is a mentor and advocate for other Indigenous people in her workplace. How fantastic to have so many Indigenous women in our awards this year. Here we are in NAIDOC Week, at the end of NAIDOC Week. It's just fabulous. The cream rises to the top, doesn't it? Please join me in congratulating all the finalists in the young rural sections of the awards. Now, the Rural Inspirational Women 2020 finalists are Erin Podmore, an employee of New South Wales Fire and Rescue and Managing Director of the New South Wales SES Volunteers Association. She has attracted world attention for her contribution to helicopter, underwater escape rescue training, and has spoken to a world conference in the USA on this topic. She also has the cleanest hands in the business. You'll have to read her biography to find out what that means. Wendy Roberts volunteers for the Crossroad Brigade of the RFS. She has also been involved with the Girl Guides, Camp Quality, War Widows, and Meals on Wheels, to name just a few. Wendy just last week was awarded the Overall Officer of the Year in a voluntary capacity in the RESCA 2020 Awards, which Warwick mentioned. Sharon Thomas has had 8 foster children, 3 of whom are in her permanent care and 2 who have disabilities. Sharon's other role is running a Mother Goose Day nursery. For the last 12 years, she has collected and donated Christmas hampers and children's clothes for families who have experienced domestic violence. Our final person in this category is Velma Walker, who has been an RFS volunteer for more than 30 years and is vital to the day-to-day running of the Shoalhaven RFS. Velma has been recognised with several awards and commendations, and in 2017, she was named South Coast Local Woman of the Year. Now, unfortunately, Velma isn't very well at the moment, but we do wish her a speedy recovery. So again, congratulations to all those people. Now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce one of our ambassadors, the Honourable Bronnie Taylor, Minister for Mental Health, Regional Youth and Women. Bronnie is joining us by video today.
Hi, my name is Bronnie Taylor and I'm the Minister for Mental Health, Regional Youth and Women. I'm really proud to be sending you a message to mark the 2020 Rotary Inspirational Women's Awards. These awards shine a light on the enormous contributions of women in city, regional and rural communities right across New South Wales. These awards celebrate the outstanding commitment, the sacrifice and the passion of Rotary's inspirational women. It's so important to acknowledge our volunteers because these women give so much of themselves and ask for so little in return. As a former nurse, it makes me particularly happy to be able to recognise women in healthcare, especially after the year that we've had. I'd like to congratulate each of the wonderful women, the finalists and the winners in these awards, and a huge shout out to the most magnificent person, Dot Hennessy, her entire team. Thank you so much for what you do. We so appreciate it and good on you for recognising amazing women. Have a great one.
Thank you, Bronnie. She's been a great supporter of RIWA. Now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce one of our ambassadors, Louisa Hope. Louisa is a survivor of the Lynn Cafe siege at Martin Place, which happened a few years ago. In November 2014, Louisa was injured in the siege in an event that would change her life forever. She subsequently spent 3 months in recovery and was so impressed with her level of care that she decided to do something to support those nurses that looked after her. I'll leave Louisa to tell you more about her story, so please help me welcome Louisa Hope.
Good afternoon. Lovely privilege to be sharing with you today. And huge congratulations, of course. We say, of course, huge congratulations to all those who have been nominated. To even be nominated and stand with these amazing women. Well done. But of course, today is special because it's been such a darn awful year, hasn't it? Yeah, right. This is the thing about you who have been nominated and you who are Rotary women, regardless, you see, regardless of what you are facing personally or we are facing as a globe, you press on, you press in, and you make the difference to our world. That is truly inspiring. What struck me, Your Excellency, when you spoke was how you mentioned about the words that you were hearing. And it made me think about what I was hearing this morning or today. And what I heard was, and also, not only are you nominated for a particular thing or a particular task that you do, but I was struck by how many and also went with your names. And that's a really special thing, the and also. Because you see, as women, we are often, not always, but we are often wives and mothers and the carers of aging parents and working on the PC and doing our own job as well and looking after the home and managing the whole world. And then also you go out there and you do that other thing that says to us, mere mortals, that there is an opportunity that maybe, hey, we could get on and do something. We could be inspired by you. And in fact, we are inspired. So it is my true blessing to come to these events. I'm not superwoman like, those girls who work this Rotary effort here today, but I am always inspired by what they do because they are the and also girls too. And so when you think, you go home and, you can take great pride in having been nominated. But I'd also encourage you to think about maybe being an and also be a Rotarian because they do such great work. They are, as our governor has said, an institution in our country, indeed our world. And when you say Rotary, you know that they're the good guys, right? They're the ones doing the hard work for polio. They're the ones who are making a difference in our very challenged world. So maybe you'd like to think about joining Rotary. There's my little plug. But yes, so today, your special day, I hope you regard it as special and hold the regard with which we hold you. We sincerely value the work and the effort that you have put in and the things that you have done, but also the things that you will do. Because as our governor has said, what you do also inspires others. Some other woman out there will be thinking, oh, well, if she can, then maybe I can too. This is the blessing that spreads, you see. We never know who's watching, who's listening. So thank you so much for your effort in this awful year. Let's hope that this time next year it's all different. Let's hope there's a crowd, right? We can all be together. But if we can't, it's okay. We're going to press on and get through even this. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those inspirational words from another inspirational woman. Now we're going to present the awardees for 2020. We will go to each venue as the winners are announced. And Louisa, I think you're going to stay here and present some awards if you'd like to come up. So it gives me great pleasure to announce the winner of the Rotary Young Inspirational Health Worker 2020, who is Katie Newcomb at the Tari SES Control Centre. And I would ask Dot Hennessy to present Katie with her trophy.
We crossed.
Hopefully we can go to
Here we go.
the Tari Centre.
Katie, on behalf of the Inspirational Women's Awards Committee, we're so proud of all of your achievements. Here's your finalist trophy. Thank you. And I just have another little gift here for you. And this is your overall winner. Overall winner of the health category. We are so proud of you, Katie. It's a wonderful achievement. And to Jo, who nominated us. Happy to nominate. So special. Oh, what's supposed to No, that's fine. Thank you all very much. And we're having lots of fun here. So we'll start the big celebration while we watch the rest of it.
Thank you. Now,
Well, there's another one.
Inspirational Health Worker 2020 is Christine Peary, and Christine is here in Sydney. Would you like to come forward, Christine, please? Would you like to say a few words, Christine? Just have a photo.
And we'll do an insurance copy as well.
Well, what an absolute honor. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the nomination. And I actually don't have a lot of words, which is really unusual for me. What I actually would like to say is hi to my dad. He's in Townsville watching live now, and I haven't seen, obviously, COVID has been such a challenging year for each and every one of us. And so even just found out this connection with my dad's great. But there's so many inspirational people, inspirational women in these awards, and to be a finalist is an honour, but to be standing with this is just amazing. Thank you so much.
Our Rotary Urban Young Inspirational Woman is Fiba Frameen, and she's with us in Sydney as well.
too.
Eva, would you like to say just a couple of words?
I'm so thankful and I'm out of words at the moment. Just really, really humbled and honoured to be receiving such a great and prestigious award. And yeah, just thank you for providing me this opportunity and recognising all the amazing work that's been done by you, young inspirational women. Thank you.
Our Rotary Urban Inspirational Woman 2020 is Kylie Bentham, who is in DACTO. The trophy will be presented by District Governor nominee Janice Hall. Are we crossing to DACTO? Maybe we're not, but I'm sure they're having a good time down there. Quite amazing. I just want to say a quick thank you to our Governor and to Louisa for your inspirational words. Thank you. Very interesting to hear, Your Excellency, about your focus at the moment, which so closely aligns with the awards that we're doing as well, and the work that Rotary does. Quite amazing.
The challenges of satellite function.
You know, we usually have a function that has hundreds of people at it, and there are always challenges in running a big function like that. But when you put just a few people in 7 different locations, we face other challenges, and technology inevitably does do something, doesn't it? I'm wondering if we can move on to Orange. I'm asking our IT man here.
Orange is the operation.
Just sit tight for 30 seconds. Okay. So I know that some of the people have had to travel long distances who are in the rural areas. The Rotary Club of Lightning Ridge is hosting one of our functions, and how special it is to be able to involve the Rotarians from way up north there in these awards. You know, we never know where our finalists are going to come from or where our nominees are coming from. Is particularly special to be able to spread the awards around the whole of the state. It's, you know, we just don't know. It would be nice to say they're coming from one person or another, but here we are. Okay, so now we have DACTO on our screen. So are we able to present the award to Kylie Bentham in DACTO? There's Jeremy.
Once more, congratulations. Yes, indeed. It's Kylie from the DACTO side.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. Now, our next award is, and I've got feedback. Someone turn the mic on. Julie, I've got feedback. Can you mute your site, please? Okay, I think it's happening. All right, so our Rotary Rural Young Inspirational Woman of 2020 is Rebecca Crisp. And the trophy will be presented by Henry Grell. Rebecca's nominated, so can we flip to Orange, please?
Well, I'll get Mary later for not giving me some warning, but thank you so much to Rotary. I'm truly honoured and humbled and look forward to working with Rotary again in future, and hopefully some of the other incredible women whose stories we've heard today.
Now we're going back to that term, I hope.
Well done.
So I'm hoping that Janice or Jeremy will be down there in Dapto and we'll be able to present the award to Erin Pogmore for the Rotary Rural Inspirational Woman of 2020. Yes, here we are.
Okay, here from Dapto, this is Erin Podmore. Erin Podmore. Erin, do you want to say a few words?
Thank you very much. It's overwhelming to be recognised in such a way and have so many other amazing people who are up for it as well. And it's not just myself that's done it, obviously, it's everyone around me. I'm supported by so many amazing men and women. So it's wonderful. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you and congratulations. Now we come to our two final awards, and I would ask Your Excellency if you would come forward, please, to present these two awards. So the Rotary Inspirational Woman of the Year 2020 is Christy Cleary. Congratulations, Christine. I'm sure your father will be thrilled to bits.
Yeah, they could be working.
Oh. Well, it's on Facebook, you can look it up.
Yeah, wow, that is amazing.
You're coming.
I actually don't know what else I can say. I know my son's sitting there going, please don't say anything about me, Mum, but I'm going to, and my beautiful husband at the back. The little bio that's in the little brochure that you've got about the stuff and street med is only an absolute snippet of the stuff that we do. And as proud as I am to stand up here with this trophy in my hand and be acknowledged, I am really only as good as my team. We're all volunteers, we have been for over 6 years, we're out making a difference, and none of this would have been possible without my family and my team. So for them, I think each and every one of them. And I'm so honoured, absolutely so wonderfully honoured to receive this wonderful award after the week I've had. So thank
you. And now we go to our final award for today, which is the Rotary Young Inspirational Woman of the Year. And the person who has won that award is Fiba Ramin. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. I'm so overwhelmed right now. I'm just truly honored for this award. I'm so speechless right now. Thank you. I don't even know what to say. I'd like to thank obviously my parents for supporting me. My dad, who's currently in Pakistan, stuck there because of COVID, who must be watching this live, so I'll be thankful. And my mum who's here with me, all my team, all my other supporters and stuff. I'd like to truly thank them, and my mum, and the person who nominated me for this award as well. A massive thank you to you all. Thank you.
Well done. Now, Rayanne, don't go away because I'm going to be calling on you to do a vote of thanks, if you would, please.
Thank you, Sue. I think you'll all agree that everyone who has been a finalist or an awardee at today's ceremony is absolutely remarkable. And I'd just like another round of applause for everyone. I've got the job of saying thank you to everyone. And I think thank you, Your Excellency, for your continued support with these awards. It makes a big difference. Louisa, a champion, world champions, and to have you as our ambassador, you are an inspirational woman. So, thank you. I'd like to thank our bronze sponsors, Clubs New South Wales, Christina, great that you're here, and Rock Beauty and Soul, Sally and Dapto, thank you for your sponsorship there. Also, another sponsor, you'll notice all the chocolates around the table, they're from Stuart Alexander, so they've been donated. The biggest thank you, or one of the biggest thank yous I'd actually like to make today, is to all the people who nominated the nominees from right across the state. If it wasn't for you actually working out which people or which women are suitable to put forward, these awards wouldn't happen. So thank you so much. And thank you for the finalists, the nominees, for all agreeing to participate in this. I am a very, very fortunate woman that I'm the chair of the Rotary Inspirational Women's Award. And I work with a magnificent team of women. They are remarkable. And they are all volunteers, as is everyone who's making this work today. And without them, there would be no way any of this would happen. So here in Sydney, or first in Old Bar, we have Dot Hennessy. Thank you, Dot. In Sydney, we have Judith Ward, Sue Haywood, and Vera Leonders. Please stand up in Sydney so everyone in this room can see you. In Dapto, there is Joanne Glasser and Sally Dillon. So hopefully in Dapto, they're giving you a big cheer there too. We're also fortunate to have other volunteers helping us out today. Malcolm Brown, who's not with us, wrote all the bios in the program that you have. Peter Townsend, who's a Rotary member in New South Wales, also, he did the nomination mechanics. Some of you had challenges actually with the form, but it was just so fantastic to actually have it mechanized. Kay Merrily, who's also down in Dapto at the moment, was a magnificent help when we were pulling all the nomination forms together. You can imagine that that's quite a task in pulling everything together. Jeremy, here beside me, our IT guru, and along with Julie in Dapto, thank you so much. And Peter Commander, our photographer extraordinaire, who will be zooming around no doubt as we're having afternoon tea as well. And the staff of the Holiday Inn, thank you very much for your help today. But once again, thank you to the nominators, thank you to the team, thank you to Your Excellency and Louisa, and thank you to everyone who's been able to come along today to support the finalists. Thank you very much, and I'll hand you back to Sue.
Thank you, Rayanne. Rayanne's been leading this team for several years now. She's done an excellent job. We are a very close-knit team, as you can tell. And I'd like Warwick just to give Rayanne a small gift. Thank you, Rayanne.
Okay. Away from the screen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to personally thank a darling that's in the room, and I say that very you know, excluding the couple of seconds delay, thank you very much. You've done a brilliant job. Right, and Jeremy tells me Julie's doing the driving, so thank you, Julie, as well. Now that ends today's proceedings. Thank you to all attending, especially Your Excellency and Louisa. I'm going to ask Her Excellency to come back up. She'd like to say another word. 2 words. More, I think.
I'm sorry to delay you from what's going to be a very lovely afternoon tea. But as I sat there, I was thinking, and fortunately, I was thinking, and as part of my role, I'm very, very fortunate to engage in a whole range of community activities And I just wanted to mention two things because it seemed to me that there are people in this room, and when I say this room, I am talking about the room, the actual and the virtual. And of course, we have in Australia, whilst the Rotary Award is an international award indeed, and it should be treated as such by the new recipients, we have, of course, the Australian Orders of Australia. And there are just, I would expect everybody in this room who should be a recipient of that. And now that you have so many experienced people who know how to nominate, you can nominate a person or persons for an award. And I think you should do so because there are just so many deserving people. The other thing I wanted to say, not only to the young award winners today, but indeed all, there is a scholarship called a Churchill Fellowship, and that enables people to take an area of study in which they're particularly interested, and they're provided. I must say, I'm not sure the precise value of the award, but it's a very prestigious award. It's a fellowship. It creates an alumni. It enables you to go overseas and to deepen your studies, whether that be for a period of 4 weeks, 6 weeks. It's not a full year scholarship, but it enables you to go overseas and meet people in the areas in which you have a deep and abiding interest. And again, I would really encourage everybody who wishes to deepen their studies in that way and to widen their networks to look at the Churchill Fellowships and see whether that's something that can take your already very important work a step or two or three further. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Oh, now we've got an extra little something to say.
In my emotional state when I was going through our committee, I forgot to include the woman who organised the venue and this spectacular afternoon tea. Judith Ward, please stand. Thank you. We're going to do this afternoon tea now, and we can thank her. Judith is obviously one of our very experienced committee members and a past district governor, as is Sue, of our district.
Thank you, Rhiannon. So can I close today's proceedings by saying thank you to all the people in the other sites around New South Wales. Please enjoy your afternoon tea. If you have a long drive home, remember, drive safely, drive carefully, and enjoy hopefully what will be a great 2021. Thank you for attending. Goodbye.
Thank you.